Made in Hollywood.
The haunting thriller Presence, starring Lucy Liu, is made in Hollywood.
It just makes it that much more fun and interesting that you're taking a risk with somebody who you find to be such an inspiration in that world of cinema.
Made in Hollywood.
Also on today's show, opposites attract as Chase Stokes stars in the romance Marked Men Rule Plus Shaw.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, he's such a sort of troubled soul and has a lot of baggage because of the death of his brother, and he wears that weight from the second he wakes up to the second he falls asleep.
Plus, Julia Stiles makes her directorial debut in the romantic drama Wish You Were Here. Marianne Jean-Baptiste stars in the darkly humorous family drama Hard Truths, and the spy thriller Alarum features Scott Eastwood. This week on Made in Hollywood.
Made in Hollywood.
A family becomes convinced they are not alone after moving into their new suburban home in the supernatural thriller Presence, directed by Steven Soderbergh and starring Lucy Liu and Chris Sullivan.
What's it like?
What's what like?
I never had anybody die.
Scary.
It was really a dream come true working with Steven. And working in this way, in this experimental fashion with this one camera being the audience and the presence was wonderful.
You knew you were in the most capable hands. Like if anybody was gonna try this and it was gonna work, Steven Soderbergh was gonna make it work, and he has. And it's one of the scariest movies that's been released in a long time.
Working with Steven, really, it was very much like a dance. During the rehearsal, there was a lot of bumping into each other. It was very rocky, and even at the beginning of the film, he told us all, hey, you know, I'm very much experimenting here, and so you're gonna kind of just have to come with me on this ride, and let's hope that it works.
It felt like all of my scenes with the presence was actually a scene with Steven, as he is holding the camera and he is maneuvering and moving around the space. So we had to work together.
And it goes on.
What do you mean?
Getting on set, it wasn't even so much the one camera, it was the type of lens that he used, which was this 14mm super wide lens. And just realizing that no matter where you are, you're just always on camera.
Like, the world cracks apart. You fall into this hole.
I think the character is not concerned with what other people think about her. And I think she is very particular about her affection towards her son. That dialogue that she has with him is almost like the horror movie itself.
I would say what's really interesting in the movie is you do kind of get these two kind of opposite dynamics between the mother and the son and the father and the daughter. It was a lot of fun to explore, and I did it with the best actors to do it with.
And the sides are mud, and you can't get out.
We had seen like almost none of the monitor footage, so you have no idea how this is all gonna look. You don't realize, or at least I didn't, that how wide the lens is, how much it's capturing, and it's just incredible to watch the actual movie after you've shot it and be like, oh, this feels like you're actually living with the characters themselves.
It just makes it that much more fun and interesting that you're taking a risk with somebody who you find to be such an inspiration in that world of cinema.
Based on the best-selling romantic book series, Marked Men Rule Plus Shaw follows the unexpected relationship between a pre-med student and a tattoo artist, starring Chase Stokes.
Let me give you some advice. There's one reason to get a tattoo. Because it says something about yourself you couldn't express in any other way. It's art. It matters.
Okay, Picasso. Got a girlfriend?
This was the first character where I feel like I did get to play with so many aspects of a real person. You know, sometimes, especially with women, you can fall into sort of like, she's the sweet girl, or she's the smart girl, or she's the girlfriend or the sister. And it was very, very nice to have a full, well-rounded person that gets to be wrong and mess up sometimes, but gets to like have fun and do all of these different things as a well-rounded real person would.
This is Shaw. Shaw and Rule, they grew up together.
He doesn't even know I exist. Besides, he's got like a million girls.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, he's such a sort of troubled soul and has a lot of baggage because of the death of his brother, and he wears that weight from the second he wakes up to the second he falls asleep. And just getting into the headspace of that was really cathartic, and it was a challenge.
Shaw, what are you doing?
You tell me you don't feel the same way I do. I'll stop.
Love is messy, and love is not conventional by any happen chance. Like it's not easy. It takes effort, and when you have two characters like Rule and Shaw who are in two different spaces of life trying to make things happen, it's not going to be a walk in the park.
I can't do the boyfriend-girlfriend thing. Can we just see what happens and not call it anything?
They are such different people, and the obvious opposites attract and everything. But I do feel like when they're together, they bring out things in each other that no one else does. So to have those things come out and be brought out in each other, I think is a little bit harder to find, but really, really beautiful on screen.
When Remy died, I just knew I'd never be happy again.
I think love is honest, and I think that when you meet somebody who gives you the opportunity to shift your own perspective on yourself so that you can be open to the world, that's like the most beautiful version of grace. And I think that's where beautiful relationships start.
Coming up, Julia Stiles makes her directorial debut with the romantic drama Wish You Were Here, and Marianne Jean-Baptiste stars in the darkly humorous family drama Hard Truths. To find out where to watch any movie, scan the QR code so you can get notified to download the new MoviePhone app.
I've been wanting to direct a movie for a really long time, kind of maybe a little shy about it, but was actively looking for the right story.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
Julia Stiles makes her directorial debut with the romantic drama Wish You Were Here, which explores leaving the everyday world behind to take a chance on true romance.
Every relationship is a story. Hopefully it goes something like this.
I've been wanting to direct a movie for a really long time, kind of maybe a little shy about it, but was actively looking for the right story. And then this 25-year-old actress, producer with a ton of chutzpah slid into my DMs and then also went through my agency, but said, what about this book?
So Julia sent it to me and said, read it, let me know if you want to play Charlotte. I would really love to make a movie with you that people could see you the way that I've gotten to know you.
I'm Adam.
Charlotte. We met at a museum. We laughed so hard, we almost got kicked out.
It was sent to me during COVID, and I was taken by this desire that we all had at the time to connect with other human beings in real life and not digitally. And so there's all the sort of rom-com elements of the movie where her mother and her friends are pressuring her to get on a dating app and find the perfect guy and get her life together.
Do you want to help me paint something?
What?
But we have to be quick.
As a director, I think her understanding of not just acting, but also writing the script and like being involved with it, you know, knowing the story backwards and forwards, and then also knowing this genre. I mean, this is the genre that I grew up watching her in all of these movies. Like, she knows the genre, she knows how these movies are made and what makes them work.
She's been in this industry for 20 plus years, making a million films, a million incredible films, and working with such a versatile group of directors that I feel like she probably had the opportunity to pick and choose things that she loved, things that she didn't love, things that, you know, resonated with her as an actor on set. And so we were the beneficiaries of that.
She's an actor's director. I mean, some directors are, you know, we always hear that about like Tarantino, but she's an actor, so she gets it. This being, you know, an independent film, giving us enough time to feel comfortable with certain things. and then also discussing, discussing things, but also being open to our suggestions.
I think my whole career as an actress has been film school, and I realize I've absorbed so much just being on film sets for so long. But I did reach out to a couple directors that I had worked with.
He added to it. Is he trying to send me a message? Do you believe in soulmates?
I love making movies. I love really transforming for a role, but being able to make a movie that I feel will relate with so many people, a story that touched me so much. My mom had breast cancer. Being able to make a movie about falling in love and, as Gabby said, taking risks, making a movie about really loving people for the time you have with them. I was like, what a great story to be a part of. I just feel really grateful.
It really doesn't matter what happens next. You are my perfect right now.
Director Mike Leigh explores a dark, compassionate study of an angry woman who brings misery to herself and her family in the drama Hard Truths, starring Marianne Jean-Baptiste.
Look at you. Fix your face. You're dealing with the public, handling people's food.
Stop, please.
Oh, and you can pipe down and all standing there like an ostrich.
It's impossible to talk about developing an idea because it's quite a complex film, and the real truth is we make these films by embarking on a journey to find out what the film is on the journey of making the film.
Can't stand them. Cheerful, grinning people.
I feel that I'm at my most creative when working with him. It's collaborative, it's freeing, it's really great to be working with somebody that you really trust and can trust as a director, that also trusts you.
When are you going to settle down?
Why, you have somebody for me?
Yes, Jesus.
The way Mike writes the scenes, we sort of have this sort of dual time on the set where you are creating in the morning and honing it and then showing it to the crew maybe in the afternoon.
We'll have days when we'll have days in the location without the crew, where we'll create the scenes, then the crew will arrive, and then we'll look at it, share it with the cinematographer and the gang, and then we'll work out how to shoot it, and we'll shoot it.
She makes everything about her. She's rude, man.
It's a very efficient way of working. You're not trying to find out what your character's motivation is in the middle of the day of shooting.
In the middle of the scene.
Yeah, in the middle of the scene. There's not multiple takes of things. So it's a really efficient way of working.
Why are you so angry? Why can't you enjoy life?
I don't know.
The whole world and everything comes out of improvisations, discussions, movement. It's all about exploring and, discovering who these people are.
I'm so lonely.
What are we going to do about it?
This kind of film is not the kind of film which you discover in the editing room, in the sense that you shoot a lot of wild, mad footage and try and figure it all out afterwards. It's not one of those. It's very disciplined. So in that sense, what you take to the cutting room is very disciplined. However, all films are made in the cutting room. Like all films, yes, my films are made in the cutting room, but not in the sense of trying to sort of work out what the hell to do with all this wild spaghetti that, in shot in an undisciplined manner.
I don't understand you, but I love you.
To find out where to watch any movie, scan the QR code so you can get notified to download the new MoviePhone app. Up next, the spy thriller Alarum features Scott Eastwood.
I really liked the writing. I think Stallone gravitated to the writing, the way that the characters spoke.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
Now available on your home screen. No one can be trusted as two married spies fight for their lives and their relationship in the exciting thriller Alarum featuring Scott Eastwood.
Clock's running. Don't waste it. We are not here to unleash chaos. We are here to define it. The final hour won't be boring.
I really liked the writing. I think Stallone gravitated to the writing, the way that the characters spoke. It reminded me of kind of like old movies from the 80s or 90s, you know, just the writing is really was really interesting.
I need help. My wife's at the resort.
He was on my list. He's on the rolling list of, you know, of guys you really want to work with. He's an action icon, and getting to work with a guy like that with an iconography of that kind of body of work, he's a legend.
How do you know she's not playing you? Did she join Alarum? This is an AA-12. Pick up one of these.
Good to work with you again.
Yeah.
People ask, you know, what kind of questions I asked him, and they were less like fanfare questions and more writing and understanding material questions, because he has such a good grasp of material and what makes good material versus mediocre material.
Good morning. It'd be nice to have lunch with another couple, like normal people.
That's us, normal people. It's about their complicated relationship, right? You know, you marry a spy, things are gonna get complicated. I think she was a dancer, so she has like a real control over her body. She's just great. She's just a cool person. She's fun.
Get me a list of the closest arbiters.
I'm open for business.
But a lot of that stuff sort of sticks once you kind of know it. I've gone through a few immersion training programs, especially with weapons and close quarter combat training. And it's kind of like once you ride a bike, you know, you kind of know how to do it. You might need to brush up, but it comes back pretty quick.
Ever use a frag grenade?
Every chance you work on a film is a good learning experience, right? Do you pick up something? Do you pick up, you know, the way a director does something, the way an actor approaches material? There's always like learning experiences.
Hello and welcome to Movie Phone.
Movie Phone? So exciting!
Can I get hired? I want to be movie phone guy.
Welcome to Movie Phone.
If you have any medical issues, just call Movie Phone.
Thanks for joining us for Movie Phone, unscripted, where we answer your questions.
Who is the most fun person to fake punch? Like, generally in life? Like, you know?
I would assume in the movies.
Stay tuned, there's more coming up on Made in Hollywood.
Made in Hollywood.
Thanks for watching Made in Hollywood, powered by MoviePhone. For more behind-the-screen content, check out MoviePhone.com.